to Coffee with the Cats, presented by Mission House Coffee. I'm Maura, the broadcaster for the Hillcats, and today I'm joined by Lynchburg's relief pitcher, Andrew Misiaszek. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so I wanted to start by asking you, you grew up in New York. Who were your idols growing up as, a baseball fan?
So actually I was originally born in Massachusetts and then moved to New York when I was like 2.5 about. So family is Boston sports fan. So I actually grew up a Boston sports fan in New York. So that was tough in some spots, but fun in others. But my favorite player growing up was John Lester, lefty pitcher for the Red Sox. Battled a lot throughout his career, had a cancer bout mixed in there. So just a great role model to have growing up. And then influences from a young age. One of my best friend growing up's dad signed me up for Little League kind of behind my back because I didn't want to play baseball because I wasn't a big fan of T-ball. So I played T-ball at like 5 or 6, hated it, played like soccer, basketball, other sports. And then when I was 9, I was at my best friend's Little League game and played catch with his dad on the sidelines. And he was like, you got to play, like you got a great arm. I was like, no, like I don't really like it. I hated T-ball. So he talked to my mom. He was like, we got to sign him up for Little League next year. And then signed me up. And then from that day on, once I started, just fell in love with the game. So that's kind of my favorite player, and then biggest influence because, kind of forced me into playing and it took off from there. So
yeah, it seems like it really worked out. And I love to hear about the Boston sports fan because I am too. And I was a little worried you're going to start talking about Yankees players. So I'm really glad.
Yeah, there we go.
So is that why you chose to go to Northeastern then in the end, just the Boston connection?
Yeah, that was definitely part of it. Grew up going to Red Sox games with family a lot. So I was able to kind of see the campus being how close it is to Fenway. And then when I initially started the recruiting process for colleges, it was just one of the schools. Hadn't talked to the coaches yet, but reached out initially just because how much I love Boston, being in Boston, and was able to see the campus growing up. So that was definitely a big factor in the process right there.
What game stands out to you from your college career? What's the one you won't forget?
Well, I'd say, normally I guess people kind of pick like their best performance or something like that. But for me, it was just being, I guess not really a game. We went 2-0 in a regional my junior year, but it was being in that regional. We got an at-large bid my junior year, which is for the big college baseball fans, pretty rare for a mid-major school with not a lot of history of winning conference championships and stuff. So I just say both the games at that regional. Just being able to pitch in one of them and get to a regional without winning the conference championship. That was, I guess, the experience of being there was pretty awesome. So not a one game answer, but that was like my most memorable probably experience at school.
So when you're drafted, by the Indians, and then you have to go to play Arizona League and eventually Mahoning Valley as well, short season, what did you learn about yourself, and what are some of the challenges that come from moving to college baseball to then pro?
Yeah, I think it's such a different type of game, even though it's basically the same, mound is the same, nothing changes. But in college, it's all about winning all the time and sacrificing some development for the better of the team. Whereas in pro ball, obviously we all want to win, but it's big on developing yourself as a player, being able to learn about yourself on and off the field. And I think the biggest adjustment was being able to evaluate myself better, like after outings and in between outings. Because in college, if we won the game, it was almost like it didn't matter how each guy performed individually. It was we won, so that was our main goal. And I think the adjustment for me was, I mean, we have so many resources with analytics, and then with just the coaching that we have, like they're all here for us in terms of development. I think that was the biggest adjustment for me. Was I was just used to going out there, getting outs whatever way I can, and if we won the game, then worry about the next one. And then I think here, obviously we all want to win. We're all competitors, and that's what our goal is too. But at the end of the day here, like we're all trying to develop and help out at the big league level one day. So I think that was definitely the biggest adjustment is, you know, being able to evaluate myself. And that was the biggest challenge too, is taking a step back and after each outing and kind of being able to see what I did good, what I did bad, and then go over with the coaches and analytic department and figure out what type of pitcher I am and what type of pitcher I can become.
Yeah, so I mean, Cleveland's kind of known for their development of pitchers, and people have coined it "Pitcher U." Have they changed your mindset about something that you kind of viewed it one way, and then you come into this system and you start to view it a different way just because of what they're telling you, how they're teaching you?
Yeah, I think for me, it was just learning a lot about um, like the analytic side of things and pitch profiles and stuff that I never talked about in college, like with spin rate and all that, and vertical break and all that sort of stuff. And I think it helped a lot in helping me learn what type of pitcher I am, where before it was, you know, go and just try to throw strikes and get people out. But now all of us, now that we have a better idea because of how good their development is, helping us find what type of pitcher we are and what type of pitchers we can become with that information. I think that's probably the main reason why that we're so good at developing pitchers. Because if you don't know what type of pitcher you are, you're kind of just going out there still competing, but without like that longer term goals in mind of who you can be. You're kind of just staying at the same spot. So
Yeah, it sounds like they kind of do like a hard reset with everybody back to square one and then build from there. Is that fair to say?
yeah, I say that for a good chunk of guys. Like the value they see in you for, say, spin rate, they're going to want to keep that, but work on other things to help progress that. And if you're a spin rate guy, or if you have a lot of ride on your fastball, then they're going to work with what they can to get that more consistent and better, and then play other pitches off of that.
So you started off on a really high note. You come in against Fredericksburg in the opening series and you immediately toss an immaculate inning. What was going through your mind when that's happening? Are you thinking about it, or are you just putting it in the back of your mind?
Yeah, so first outing, like have the first outing jitters of the year, was just trying to get in, compete, and get off the mound as quick as I could, kind of thing. Just have fun out there, but you know, settle in a little bit. So that's what's going through my mind. Just get through this inning, you know, throw up a zero and get back in the dugout. And I think it was the second hitter. I missed the spot with my fastball, and I thought, for whatever reason, with the first game jitters, I thought it was a ball. We called it a called strike. So in my mind, I already threw a ball, so the immaculate inning was kind of out of my head. And then I got the last kid of the inning on 0-2, and I heard all the pitchers that were sitting out in the stands like getting really rowdy, and it was like I think it was like an 8-2 game or 8-1 game or something. I think in my head, like, what's going on? And I threw the last pitch, start the kid out, and everyone started going crazy. And then I came in and they were telling me, I was like, I had no idea. So I guess good thing. It's kind of like the no hitter. You don't want to jinx it, don't want to think about it. But yeah, I was going out there trying to fill up the zone, and ended up happening. So pretty cool thing to say, but I'll take the zero any day of the week.
That opening series was crazy. It was kind of filled with like everything you could think of in a baseball game happened in that opening series.
Yeah, for sure.
It's one that I probably won't forget for a long time. Do you have like a pregame ritual that you do, or like something that you must do before a game?
Um, I wouldn't say I have like a specific thing I have to do. I mean, like there's the general, like I'll get my prep work in before we go out and throw, and like my general warm up routine. But I'd say the only thing that I try to really get in is drink a lot of coffee before the game. So I'll probably have a cup in the morning and then probably two more, maybe three more throughout the game. It's tough sometimes as a reliever. You don't really know when you're going to come in. So have a pregame cup ready for the second, third inning, and then have another cup in the third, ready for like 4 or 5. And then if I'm going to be late, maybe have another like half cup in the seventh. So me and a couple other pitchers are on that schedule, and it gets tough sometimes when you're drinking cups of coffee at 10:30 at night, but it's what we do, try to stay locked in and get ready to pitch.
I know Zach Hart's one of them because he was telling
Yep.
me that he does that, and I was just wondering like how it affects his sleep schedule. For me, I could never drink coffee past like 4 p.m.
Yeah, me, Zach, Trey, three big caffeine coffee guys in the bullpen. Just trying to stay ready to go. But yeah, you get used to it. Just kind of force yourself to go to bed after. Try to get to bed by like 12:30, 1 o'clock after games.
Is it a specific type of coffee, or you're just like whatever?
Yeah, we'll usually do like we'll get Starbucks in the morning on the way to the field sometimes, but in the clubhouse we have a couple just Folgers coffee pots going. The clubbies hook it up, always have hot coffee ready to go.
So I've been asking every single pitcher this, and I figure I might as well ask you too. Is there a pitch of one of your teammates that you're really jealous of?
Yes, Jerson Ramirez's slider. It might be a common one.
Yes.
But yeah, he spins the slider faster, more than anyone I've ever seen. He's gotten it up to like 3,400 spin rate, which is just absurd. And he throws the thing hard too. And there's probably one guy that's gotten a hit off it all year. So I throw a slider too. So I'd take an extra 1,000 RPM on my slider if I could.
Yeah, he's the most common one. I think someone said Trey Benton's curveball, but it's pretty much just been Ramirez's slider through and through. And the first time I saw it, I was like, wow. I mean, he didn't allow a run for 13 innings throughout the year. So
yeah, that pitch, I would love to add an extra 1,000, 1,100 RPM on that. That'd be crazy.
All right, so I wanted to end with just kind of some fun questions for you. What's the best late night snack? Like after a game, what's your go-to?
I'll say for sweet, probably double stuffed Oreos. And then if I went savory, the extra toasted Cheez-Its.
Okay. Just like regular Cheez-Its or like flavor?
Yeah, they have like the extra toasty ones. Like they're kind of like burnt a little bit. They're really good. Yeah.
I'll have to try those. Who's your favorite non-baseball athlete?
Non-baseball athlete. It's a good one. I'll Tom Brady. That's
right.
I don't know why I had to think about that one that long. Forgot he's gone, so that's probably why.
Were you one of the Patriot fans like rooting for him in the Super Bowl this year, or were you?
Yeah, I was rooting for him.
Yeah,
I had to. Yeah, have to.
I mean, against like the Chiefs, it's like, all right.
Yeah, right.
I'll root for you.
Exactly.
So what's your biggest pet peeve, like something that just drives you insane?
I'd probably say really loud chewing at dinner.
Yeah.
Like lip smacking chewing. Yeah, it's a tough one.
So I read you were a business major. Is that right?
Business and communication, kind of like combo, but yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. So
if you were to start a business with somebody on this team, who would be your business partner?
So I'm gonna go Trey Benton, big idea guy.
Okay.
lot of good hypothetical questions in the bullpen, a lot of random ideas. Just be a good guy to have around the office. Whatever idea he would come up with, I'd roll with
Right.
that.
Do you have what would be your business plan? Like, what are some of his ideas?
See, I don't know. He's just like just random stuff. It would have to be just we have to have a conversation, and whatever pops in his head, we'll just roll with.
Right. Okay. So you'd have to be the
He's
one.
big, he's big on energy drinks.
Yeah.
He's big on energy drinks, so maybe some new energy drink brand.
Sounds good. That sounds like a good plan. Final question. What's been the best travel spot? You can talk about college, professional. What's been the coolest place and the best stadium to play at?
I'd say best stadium was actually my first ever college trip. We went to Oklahoma, and they packed it out opening weekend. I think there was like close to 7,000 fans there. Really nice facility. And then outside of the field, coolest travel spot. I'm probably gonna be missing one, but when we went to the NC State Regional, it was really, really cool, like right in Raleigh. A lot of cool places to go eat at and stuff. So I'd say Raleigh outside of stadium stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, Raleigh's like a super underrated place. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it was cool. We stayed at a hotel right in the city too. It was awesome.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Andrew. I appreciate this, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. This has been Coffee with the Cats presented by Mission House Coffee. We'll see you next week.